Good afternoon. It's Wednesday the 31st of March. I'm back in the region Nook with yet another box to delve into. I've already delved into this box once, so let's get to it. I'm of course equipped with a nice hot cup of tea. Even on this what is a warm, bright and sunny afternoon. So, pulling out of this box, I have already opened up this. So there's more Deadlands content in here from Pinnacle Entertainment Group. So this is the core. This is the Adventure Edition of Deadlands, the most recent edition. And then below that, we have Horror at Headstone Hill. I'm just going to show that. And Terror in Wyoming Territory. Wind hisses through frosty sagebrush, knife-sharp clouds cross a blazing white moon. In the quaking aspens that fringe the foothills, a shivering clatter draws the traveller with its siren song. Danger is everywhere, even in plain view. Welcome to Wyoming Territory, amigo. It's a place of wonder and beauty, but it ain't for the faint of heart. Horror at Headstone Hill is a sandbox campaign setting, fully detailing this small section of the Weird West. As the heroes unravel the main campaign storyline, they'll find themselves drawn into all manner of exciting adventures in and around Uinta County, Wyoming. It includes a handy booklet for players, a 128-page Marshall's book, a double-sided map, detailed player handouts, creature cards, pawns, and a unique wild die. So this requires Savage Worlds and Deadlands core rules to play. So let's take a look inside. So Deadlands has always had some great adventures published for it, and there's these 4 plot point campaigns which cover the history of the game itself, and the major events, allowing player characters to discover some of the secrets as they go along. So, unwrapping this, what we have inside is okay. We start off with the monster and character standees. So let's just give you a bit better look at those. Okay. And they come nicely wrapped, nicely, and then player handouts. You've got a sheaf of player handouts, and a map of the territory. Okay, Uinta County. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. I apologise if I am. And on the other side, you've got a map of Headstone Hill, which is where most of the action is going to take place for the campaign, or at least form the base for the player characters. And below that, you have insert and cards and the book itself. So, there is the unique wild die. Remember, basically, if you're playing Deadlands or Savage Worlds, and what you're doing with every character action, you are rolling either an attribute die or a skill die and a wild die, and the highest die result counts. And the wild die, because the characters are special, they're wildcards, they get to roll the wild die, and so what you've got is a wild die with a special logo on there, which is a tombstone. Basically very fitting the setting. So we have a Twilight Events, basically a deck of cards of events. So for example, Savage Tale, the posse learns of a situation or someone comes for them to help. Roll to see which Savage Tale they set off. So there we go. We have creature cards, so like Mountain Man, and then a unique monster on the back, Night Hoss, and that's presumably that creature there, the night horse. Okay, below that we have this isn't a simple book. You have players introduction, explaining what the players are doing there, and Maine 1884. A heap of troubles brewing out west in the United County. Folks have been gone missing in a vast aspen forest near Headstone Hill, and now even the US agent sent to investigate has vanished without a word. A shadowy organisation called the Twilight Events has put together a posse to sort things out. That's you, amigo. If you're reading this booklet, your cowpoke's soon to be on his or her way to wild western Wyoming. And essentially this booklet contains everything that a player character would know before they arrive. So missing agent, handouts and clues and whatnot, so the United County map and Headstone Hill map are basically there for the player characters. There's a letter from Lacey O'Malley, the Tombstone Epitaph's renowned reporter, makes a personal appeal to your posse, photograph of the missing agent and news clippings and so on. Background about the Twilight Legion and the Explorer Society, the law, and it's Uinta. I do apologise. It's pronounced Uinta County. Got a pronunciation guide there, and again, so it's basically just explaining background to the setting. There's basically a booklet for the player characters, players to read. Headstone Hill hotspots. Uinta County big bugs, essentially the dangers they might face. Basically preparing them for play, giving them some idea of what they might face, including threats and rumours on the back. So that's a nice thing. It's not, I wouldn't say it's particularly sturdy, but it is useful. Player characters will be referring to that throughout the campaign. And then what you've got beneath that is horror headstones to the campaign itself. So let's take that out. There's the box itself, and you have Terror in Wyoming territory. In Uinta County, the fearful dusk descends like a vast obscuring fog with the ghost rock mining town of Headstone Hill and its gloomy centre. The importance of this, remember that in the Deadlands setting, ghost rock is one of the most important resources available. It's used for magical purposes, for technological purposes, and essentially there's been like a arms race to grab it by all of the major factions in the Deadlands setting. They call the place Headstone Hill because of how many prospectors have died there. But ever since the 69-pound Headstone nugget was found, it's been a rollicking boomtown with no end of profits in sight. Then the Headstone nugget disappeared, and not long after that, a US agent sent to investigate the trouble went missing too. Now it's up to your posse to sort out the trouble in Headstone. This book is for you, Marshall. It contains everything you need to know to introduce your posse to Uinta County. Inside you'll find detailed descriptions of this dangerous corner of Wyoming, the folks who call it home, the strange secrets they hide. There's also a bunch of terrifying tales for your posse to encounter. Will they find the missing agent? Can they uncover the terrible history of Bogwater Bill? And what is the secret of the quaking aspens? Wherever your heroes choose to wander, this part of the Weird West has something horrifying to offer. So inside, you have essentially gone to Wyoming, explanation of what's going on so far, nice artwork, maps, description of Uinta County, there we go, and more. Different towns to be found in the county, not just Headstone Hill, and background and history to the region, and then a breakdown of Headstone Hill itself, detailed map, and the write-up of the county, the town for the player characters to explore, and and so on. And we get through to basically quite a detailed description of each of the locations. Each location gets a good couple of paragraphs or more. Molly's grub counter, basically lengthy description, basically about half a page or so, and that's enough to bring it over, more than enough, I would imagine, to bring it to life. What's there? A grapevine telegraph, basically a table of rumours that the player characters can come across. and then we have basic artwork like that. So essentially, you can see the player characters or one of the NPC, not just using revolvers of the period, then basically the first early automatic weapons, probably a bit early for the period, but essentially one of the things is that gadgeteers can tinker with weapons and make interesting things. You've got tables of encounters throughout the region, Twilight Events, and then you get into the campaign itself. It's a plot point campaign. It's got 3 acts with certain conditions the Wranglers have to meet or information they need to find before the next act is unlocked. Within an act, cowpokes can tackle the adventures in any order they prefer or take breaks from the primary storyline to explore nagging rumours, weird happenings and assorted cries for help. So you've got quite a sort of like a loose structure of gaming in one act. Where the player character is free to wander and explore and respond, and then once they get sufficient information, they go on to the next part and so on. And the next act repeats the same kind of loose setup. It's one of the things that Pinnacle Entertainment Group basically pioneered was the plot point campaign. It allows player characters a lot more freedom in movement and decision of where they go. Lastly, you've got Savage Tales for the player characters to run into. Savage Tales are basically short encounters and scenarios. And you've got plenty of those right through to the end. And then lastly, there's the best 3 of rascals like the Black Horses Band, the Ghost Steel Gang, the Varmints Creatures, and so on, and then handouts at the end. There aren't very many, but they're just enough, and you've got an index as well. So that's the horror at Headstone Hill, plot point campaign for Deadlands. I'm going to be delving into this at some point and give a review of it. I've been a fan of Deadlands for some time, and I've already reviewed the core rules for Savage Worlds recently, and I want to review the other parts of the core trilogy, which is the book of many settings and the screen, and then the book for the Game Master, which is a book of advice for general gaming as well as running Savage Worlds. So basically Deadlands returns with its own full campaign, the horror at Headstone Hill. I'm sure this is going to be entertaining, and I'm looking forward to reviewing that in due course. So thank you once again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you've enjoyed this, then please click the like button. If you've got any comments and feedback, please do take the time to add them, and I will read them in due course and respond as I can. And if you've enjoyed this and want to receive notifications of yet more videos of me sat here talking about games I've been sent, then please click the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another unboxing the Nook. Bye for now.